When I first took this job, I didn't exactly know what I was getting myself into. Everything in my life seems to have spiraled out of control ever since the day I learned I could write the future. Everything I've done seems to result in disaster or drive people away. Sometimes I feel alone in my anguish, wanting to escape into a world where I feel no pain, no remorse, because of what has happened to me, what I've caused. I can't even imagine how May feels right now. She never asked for this. In a way, I feel like it's my fault. All we can do now is pretend. Pretend that we're normal. Exude some sense of normalcy. Put on the outward appearance that we're just fine. But I don't think she's alright. I think she's sad. Sad for all of us. Sad for what we have to go through because she knows full well what the future could bring. In fact, I'm the one who's supposed to tell her just that. And what about my other half? My other obsession, besides the future? The mask I've put on every night. I've had to bury that side of me deep within the confines of my psyche because of what I've unleashed. I figured out now that my dark self seems to respond to that part of me, from the double life I've lived for so long, satiating a hunger to bring justice against the lawlessness in the world. Opposites attract, and as long as I'm not trying to keep people safe through a mask, the world seems to be better off for my doppelganger. But even that wasn't enough to erase the guilt, the emptiness, the darkness. Like I said, all we have to do, all we can do, is pretend. What's the situation?
Before the library closed, the student was struck down by a faulty light fixture.
At what time?
Exactly 1:52 a.m.
So I guess I wrote the future too late then.
How do you mean?
Well, chronologically speaking, I wrote the future at precisely 1:45 a.m., 7 minutes before the incident occurred.
Thus, inhibiting us from doing anything about it on time.
Right. So did you get what you needed from the police station?
Yeah, we looked into the investigation, considered the evidence. It was ruled an accident because of faulty architecture.
Were there witnesses?
Yeah, they were questioned, but it wasn't part of the investigation. For our own reasons, of course. We'll have to interrogate them ourselves.
Right. So if anything strange happens at this college, we know that it could very well be more than meets the eye. Wouldn't this building be closed at this hour?
Yeah, but we have special privileges.
Welcome, Emil, Winnebago. Please step back.
Fancy. Got here pretty fast.
Yep. So what's the situation?
A supposed accidental injury caused by faulty lighting apparatus.
Ooh, sounds painful.
Definitely looked painful.
How's the victim?
Critical condition. He's hurt pretty bad.
Any indication of foul play?
Not to the police, but we're gonna need to dig a little deeper just to be sure.
Right. Standard protocol here at the College of Weird.
Once May and Miguel arrive, we'll have to do a report on the case. Since it's the first of the year, she'll give us concrete directions of what to do next.
don't tell me this is bad news. I really can't stand to hear any more of
I
it.
understand how you feel, May. My volunteering at the campus police department hasn't been the most fun of experiences.
Well, I wrote the future at exactly 1:45 a.m. That's an accident would occur in the library. 7 minutes later, one did.
A life picture fell on a student, seemingly at the right exact moment to send him to the ICU.
That's so terrible.
May, you need to keep your emotions intact. Running a secret organization like this requires intensely strong will.
Are you implying something, Mr. Intensely Strong Will? Excuse me for being sympathetic. I didn't exactly apply for this job in the first place.
It's okay, man. We understand. But we need to figure this out. You make the decision on if we should pursue this as assault.
Yeah, we need to cover all our bases. We need to be fair to the victim, and we need to be absolutely sure that no foul play was involved.
Right. The first thing we gotta do is to determine the characteristics of someone who can do this. Basically, we look at the abilities listed in the archives and find one that matches the suspect. Then we search the evidence, and then we look through the files and see if we have a match. But even then, there's no guarantee that the suspects are even in our files.
Could be telekinesis.
Or an invisible man. More likely telekinesis, though.
Alright, before we start making accusations, let's designate tasks to carry out first.
I could see how the victim is doing at my rounds at Centera Hospital later today.
You work at the hospital?
Yeah, I'm interning there. It shouldn't be a problem to find him. I should be able to stabilize him with my gun.
Okay, Christina, we'll just have Emil give you the details on the victim, and we'll just dispatch you later whenever your shift begins. Emil, I want you and 2 FATI members to investigate the scene of the crime. Alright, Ben, I'm going to need you to assign 2 FATI members that will be fit for this mission. Remember, we're looking for future IC agents, so make this one count.
Alright, I'll make some calls.
Okay, I'll make preparations for the investigation. I'll give you the details on the victim, Christina.
Right behind you.
This is all happening so fast. I don't think I can keep up with it all.
I know, May. And I know I haven't been doing the best of the jobs, trying to keep our friendship alive in the past few years. For what it's worth, I think if anyone can do this job, it's you.
So you really think it's telekinesis, huh?
Possibly.
Well, you know what that means.
Right. We could have another Edward song in our hands. Tonight's the night, and it's going to happen again and again. These meetings where we discuss who's done what to whom and with what powers. I'll be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. Especially this one. Miguel Magaling, head of security here at the Integrated Science Center. He once tried to kill my future self, Christina and Allison, before I took him down as the Red Mask. How he became security officer here, I'm not quite sure. Besides the fact that he's May's long-lost brother. Seems a bit like nepotism to me. But when you've got 2 people who can control everything you do, both vocally and physically, there's not much room to complain.
Mademoiselle Mendoza, we finally arrived.
So what do we have here?
May's commissioned a debriefing to set things straight in terms of where we are logistically in this organization. You know, like catch you up.
Oh yeah?
Yes, and we're here to see if you've generated any findings.
Oh, of course. Exploiting the user's super abilities, I see.
I think you're misconceiving the whole situation.
I think the whole idea of me being the operations supervisor of FATI is a misconception.
I think that's something we can agree upon.
Miguel and I speak in an awkward spiral of cynical judgments and sarcastic but relatively truthful statements. We know our attempts at small talk would go south in seconds. After all, he still sees me as connected to the one true murderer he hates most, Edward's song. Lucas is still missing?
Yes, but I don't think that's a priority.
Ah, his true colors begin to show. Well, last time I spoke to Giselle, she had mentioned something about him. Maybe if we talk to her, she could give us some answers.
Alright then. I will send you to talk to her.
He puts on the facade that we're cooperating. Maybe he wants to break me in half. But we do have something in common. We are pretending. Oh, but, we didn't exactly leave each other on good terms. I'd appreciate it if you found somebody else to, talk to him.
Fine, whatever. That's your responsibility now, not mine.
Ah, the tiger reveals his stripes yet again. Without the watchful eye of May in sight, Miguel can give quite the cold shoulder. Understood. So Allison is still missing as well? What was the word on Daniel and Trina?
Well, May and I deduced that Francisco possesses some sort of mind control ability that took over Allison when we confronted him.
I see.
Daniel and Trina were somehow able to break free, but they remember when their minds were first enslaved.
Do we know why Francisco is trying to control most of us?
No, not yet. It seems like his powers are limited. At the battle scene, it seems like he can only control 3 people at a time.
From what I've heard, it sounds a lot like your brother.
Don't you dare, Bendel Mendoza. Francisco is nothing like my brother.
Opening old wounds. Probably something not to do around an active volcano, so to speak. Well, that's all good and plenty, Sheriff, but that doesn't explain how Sharina got shadow powers or where Allison and Francisco are.
We're working on that. That's why we have someone on the inside. Right now, our priority is the Library Assailant.
The Library Assailant? Is that what we're calling him now?
Yes, we're dispatching Emil to interrogation and investigation training. Now what do you have to report about your future logs?
I hate to disappoint you, but nothing that important. Or at least, nothing important to you.
Still, it's standard procedure. You're required to turn in a personal log of your written predictions.
Luckily, I was prepared for that. Alright, Miguel. All you're gonna see are the boring details of Bendel Mendoza's mundane life.
He's hiding something. I know it. He's acting much too comfortable about this. Well, if this pathetic little list is all you have to offer us, then I guess we're done here.
Okay.
He's not gonna read those case files. If anything, he'll probably lounge around and do nothing all day. But I have to keep steady. I have to cooperate. If not, I'll never be able to be whole again. Keep it together, Miguel. You'll have what belongs to you soon enough. When my brother was alive, he taught me to always keep my emotions intact, to stay strong. Stand up for yourself when the time is right. Stand up for what you believe in. Keep your head. But above all, don't lose control. Maybe he sensed something was brewing inside me, an anger that could not be subdued unless with guidance. Don't lose control. It's funny that I gained the ability to control people. Michael would have gotten a kick out of it, but he never could know. I didn't develop control until after he died, after he was killed by Edward's song. Maybe I will never get over that. After all, I wasn't the one who was able to get my revenge. Someone else did that. Maybe I feel bitter about it, but I can't let anyone know that. I have to cooperate. I'm not sure what I'll do when I'm able to use my abilities again, but one thing is for sure, I definitely need to feel in control again. Right now, I'll just pretend.
Hey, Christina.
Hey, Roy. I'm sorry, I know we're supposed to be filming archival footage to the IC right now, but I'm just not feeling up to it right now.
Something wrong?
I guess. I've just been thinking about things.
Anything you need to talk about? Maybe?
It's just... We found out that this guy, Brian Cooper, we found out he was hurt really bad by a falling lighting fixture.
Oh man.
I was assigned to check on him to see if I could help ease his recovery. I called the hospital before my shift, and they said he was stabilized.
That's good.
Yeah, but when I got there, he already passed away.
That's bad.
I mean, it's bad enough that I feel guilty about it, knowing that if I had gone earlier, I could have done something.
It's not your fault.
I know, but it really makes you think, you know? Tomorrow isn't promised to any of us.
That's true.
It just makes me think, you know, like, how lucky I am to be alive. To have someone watching over me, or having been watched over.
I see.
But I just don't know what to do. All these weird emotions inside of me wanting to escape, but don't know what to express.
You can vent, you know. It helps. Everyone did in the first season.
Right. When things were simpler. I don't know. I feel like... I don't know what I feel.
Well, it's your decision. You can feel it's over your mind. This doesn't have to be broadcast anywhere. Just vent. I'll do it sometimes.
Alright. Is it on? Okay. Hey, future Ben. I just wanted to tell you again, thanks for everything you've done for me. Not many girls can say that they've survived a laser beam to the chest. But you helped me to. I've just been thinking since you've been gone, and if you ever get this, I just wanted to say that thanks, and that I know you're busy being a hero and all, helping to save Lucas from the past, but I miss our... Who am I kidding? I can't do this. This is weird. It's not me. Can we turn that off? Turn that off, please. I don't know, it's just... This guy saves my life twice in one night. It's just the kind of thing that grows on me, you know?
I can understand. And I can understand how complicated it must be for you. I mean, there's two of them.
I know, it's just... It's complicated. Who even deals with this stuff anyway? Past and the future, it's all mixed up.
You know, my grandma always told me that you should take each day one step at a time. Live in the moment. Don't worry much about tomorrow or yesterday. Worry too much and you'll miss out on some good opportunities.
Yeah, I guess. But how do you know which opportunities are the best ones to take?
My grandma said you're thinking too much. Don't worry about it. When you see them, you'll know.
Your grandma, she sounds pretty smart.
She is. And she can make a mean flapjack too. I learned from the best.
Sounds good. Maybe you should whip up a batch for FATI. Seems like all of us have been kind of in a dark mood lately. Maybe you won't be so grumpy, or so emo.
She's right. When May said to cover all our bases, that was no lie. I don't believe for a second that the deceased victim was the result of an accident. And we need to solve this murder before the assailant strikes again. But it's interesting, this whole notion. Some make the case that when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. I think this whole situation, this new life I've been bound to, that many have been bound to, has become what you might call our lemon. Perhaps I'm overcomplicating the statement just a little bit. After all, this is an overcomplicated situation. I'm not even sure how all of us are going to deal with it. But no matter what situation we find ourselves in, one thing's for sure.
But this may be an odd question to ask. Do you remember who I am?
No.
Life's full of surprises.